Hi everyone and welcome to my March book haul for 2014. I'm really excited to get going and show you the books that I'll be reading this month. The theme is actually very different to my February theme, so I think that's going to make the books even more exciting, even more intriguing. These books are definitely well talked about, definitely in the book community, and very mixed opinions on them. Some people love them, some people hate them. There is really no clear indication whether I will love them or hate them, so we will just have to see how I feel like and what they go like when I'm reading them. So because of this, I've called them controversial YA releases, and I'm not sure if the word controversial is the best word to use, but I couldn't really think of anything else. It does kind of sound a bit negative, but I'm going to take it with a positive and think that these books are quite different. They're going to be unique, and hopefully that will mean that I'm going to enjoy them. So let's get going and let's look at the books. So the first book is the very popular Allegiant by Veronica Roth. This is the third and final book in the Divergent trilogy, and I've really enjoyed this trilogy so far. The first book was absolutely perfect. The second book wasn't as good, but it was still kind of intriguing, and hopefully this last book will be good. I know some people hate this, but some people love it as well, more specifically the ending. It's definitely been talked about a lot. I don't know what happens, I've not had any spoilers yet, so I'm just really excited to see what actually happens. This is a really cool cover, I really like it actually. It's a nice hardcover edition, and it says on the front, she must make a final choice. Then on the back, it says, what if your whole world was a lie? I don't know what that's about, but it's going to be very interesting to find out what on earth is happening in this book. I need to read it. It's definitely a very popular trilogy. It's definitely taken off. I think since the film's been announced and it's coming out this year, more people have started to read this trilogy, more people have started to discover it, but it was quite popular even before the film was announced. I just think it's a definite book that I would recommend. I know that it's not perfect, but it's a very fun read. So if you want to know what this trilogy is about, I'll just talk a little bit about the first book without spoiling anything. So basically Divergent is a young adult dystopia trilogy, and it's set in Chicago, where society has been divided up into 5 different factions, and each faction has a different role to play in making sure that society runs smoothly. The 5 different factions are Candor the Honest, Abnegation the Selfless, Dauntless the Brave, Amity the Peaceful, and Erudite the Intelligent. There is a day every year when every 16-year-old has to take an aptitude test in order to decide which faction they would devote the rest of their life to. They can stay in the same faction that they were born into, but they can also go into a different one, which means that, things change forever. They can't, escape from that faction or anything. They are devoting the rest of their life to it. The main character in the trilogy is Beatrice Pry, and for her the test isn't so simple. She actually has inconclusive results, which means that she is divergent. She can actually fit into 3 different factions, and she doesn't know which one to pick. She has to make a choice between staying with her family and being who she really is. She makes a very shocking and surprising choice. She doesn't just surprise herself, but also other people, and that is basically where it takes off. It's an amazing concept. I don't know if this concept is really continued on amazingly in Insurgent, but I'm hoping that the intensity will be coming back in this book, and it's quite a long book. But I'm really looking forward to it because I think it's still going to be quite a quick read. I definitely remember the first book was a very quick read. That was like 500 pages. It took me a few days. Hopefully this one won't take me too long either. I just really can't wait to find out what's going to happen. So yes, that is the first book that I'll be reading, Insurgent by Veronica Roth. So the second book, I don't think it's as controversial as the first book, but it is City of Fallen Angels by Cassandra Clare. This has been on my shelf for ages, and finally it's time to read it. The reason why I'm calling it controversial is because initially the Mortal Instruments series was written as 3 books. It was written as a trilogy, and then Cassandra Clare decided, no, I want to write more books, I'm going to continue and write a 6-book series. Some people really liked the way that City of Glass ended and wanted it to end there. They don't feel like there's a need for 3 more books, and apparently books 4 and 5 have not been as good as the first 3, and obviously the 6th book is coming out this year, so I don't know what people are going to think of that yet. But I think I should definitely continue and see what I think. So, I don't know if it's controversial, but, it sort of is. It's kind of got mixed opinions. So The Mortal Instruments is a young adult paranormal fantasy, and it's set in New York City with the main character of Clare, who is 15, and it starts when she's in the Pandemonium Club. When she's at the club, she witnesses a murder committed by 3 teenagers, and they are all covered in strange tattoos, which she finds very intriguing. And then the body of the person that was killed disappears up into the air. At this point, it is when we find out that these murderers were actually shadow hunters who are half human, half angel. Their job is to basically kill all demons that are entering the world. Clare also meets Jace, who is a shadow hunter, and when she meets him, her life changes forever. You know, they're both very different backgrounds, and it's just a great concept, and I absolutely love the first 3 books. Can't wait to see what this is going to be like. So yeah, this is just a really good series that I would really recommend. I love Cassandra Clare's writing style. She has a very precise way with words, and even when parts of the books are not as intense, because of her description, it just makes it really exciting and vivid, and I love reading about it. She really develops a really strong world, and the characters are great, very likeable, and you know, overall it's amazing. Definitely the series does have some flaws, and Cassandra Clare as a writer isn't perfect, but she is still amazing. I love reading her books. So everyone, that is it for my March book haul for this year. I am hoping that I'm going to really enjoy these books. If you've read them, please tell me what you thought of them. Did you love them? Did you hate them? Or did you just like them? Tell me what you think in the comments below. So I'm now going to go ahead and read these books. So thank you so much everyone for watching, and see you all again in my next video.